The surprise album drop has become the standard release format for many musical artists over the past few years, but many are starting to feel the oversaturation of this style of marketing. Even Radiohead lead singer Tom York, who helped pioneer the format with 3 straight surprise releases from his band Radiohead, is tired of it. How did we get to this point? The format started in 2007 when Radiohead announced In Rainbows with 10 days notice. Not only was their release style very unconventional for the time, but their distribution was as well. The band self-released the record through their website with a pay-what-you-want price tag. This format would later be replicated by website Bandcamp, who formed the following year in 2008. Despite customers being allowed to pay nothing for the album, most people still chose to spend money on it. The album was out for 3 months before a physical release, and in that time it sold over 1.2 million copies, even peaking at number 1 on the US Billboard charts. Radiohead would continue with the surprise releases with their following albums, The King of Limbs and A Moon-Shaped Pool, both being announced with even less notice than In Rainbows. Radiohead showed that the surprise drop was a feasible method for releasing albums, and the idea spread like wildfire. Some bands like Death Grips even began to build their entire reputation around being unpredictable with their fans. In addition to canceling many shows last minute and even announcing a breakup via a note written on a restaurant napkin, almost all of their albums were released with little to no promotion beforehand whatsoever. Their flashiest release was in October 2012 with the release of No Love Deep Web, where their label Epic Records refused to release the album on a set October 23rd date. The band responded by releasing the album for free through their website, accompanied with some rather questionable album art. The album reportedly gained over 30 million downloads, although it's unclear if the downloads included previous releases as well. This promptly led to the band being dropped by Epic, allowing them to pull off another surprise release with their following album, Government Plates. Exactly 1 month after Government Plates dropped on November 13th, 2013, Beyoncé pulled off what's considered the biggest surprise release of all time with her self-titled album. Not only was nobody expecting the album, but each song on it was accompanied by a music video, the first ever fully visual album. Beyoncé took the release method and brought it to brand new heights, and almost instantly it began to get copied. Not only did this method save labels money by not having to advertise, but in most cases, the surprise drop generated more buzz than normal promotion methods would. The style began to take new shape in 2015 with Frank Ocean's announcement of Boys Don't Cry, an album supposed to come out in July of that year. However, July came and went with no album whatsoever. More and more hype and speculation came around the release, but no official news was ever being released. After a year and a month of hype, Frank debuted a live stream on his website of him constructing a set of stairs. The stream would run for 2 weeks before Frank would announce anything. It ended up taking form in the visual album Endless, announced the day of its release on August 19th, followed up the next day by another album called Blonde. Frank mirrored the hype-building releases of Views in the Life of Pablo, who also announced album titles a year or so before the actual release of the album. Now, the pioneer of this style has had enough of it. Will Tom York's words resonate throughout the music industry and we'll see surprise releases slowly fade out? Or are they just getting started? Only time will tell.